Hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. So today I'm back at it and I'm trying out this new version of the deck with the Giant Snowball instead of, for example, that was a really weird Goblin Barrel, but instead of the Barb Barrel, I'm rocking the Giant Snowball. And that's because next season the Evo Giant Snowball is coming to town, and basically it's going to make a pretty decent difference in terms of certain interactions you'll see when using the Ram Rider. So we'll go delivery here. That'll take out the Golden Knight and the Archer behind it. But yeah, so you're still using Bomber. Bomber is really good for crowd control. Also, it has a pretty decent amount of DPS for 2 Elixir. So it's just really good all around. Let's go Ram Rider here as he goes P.E.K.K.A in the back. So this is going to be big because he's going to have to respond, basically dropping 3 Elixir after dropping a counter to, you know, my win condition already. So really solid stuff. If you don't want Bomber, you're going to need something that can do splash damage, aka like if you want to go Goblin Demolisher, that's another option you can easily go with. Let's do this here. Let's go with the Little Prince in the back. Generally, I think we're going to be okay. This is where, like, in some scenarios, you may miss having the Barb Barrel. So if you want Barb Barrel instead of, like, maybe the Road Delivery, I can see that in scenarios like this. Because, you know, you're going to miss out on some capabilities like that in terms of reaching, like, a Firecracker or something like that. So you can swap that out for Delivery if you'd like. We're just going to cycle the Giant Snowball here. He probably has P.E.K.K.A in hand. Let's just bait it out at this point. We want to keep the cycle going. The one thing with this deck, it's very rhythm driven. So you want to make sure you kind of have everything in sync. He didn't pull that that cannon. He didn't put that cannon in the proper place because that other tower didn't help out. And this is another scenario where maybe you may miss the Evil Bomber's capabilities in terms of chaining on with the P.E.K.K.A. So that's another option. You could run that Evil Bomber version instead of your recruits, but you know, there's obviously a give and take with that, so just keep that in mind. We're gonna go with the recruits here, bring the Mega Knight in. That Goblin Barrel, he's been dropping it really far, so there hasn't really been any threat to me to, you know, place it actually properly. So that'll get taken out pretty comfortably. And we'll have Ram Rider dashing towards the tower. We'll take some damage on that side. I'm not all that worried about it. Let's go with the Giant Snowball here. Push everything back. That would be a full counter. And he's using Golden Knight's ability pretty liberally. So we'll take advantage of some of that bad elixir use. And we'll be able to dominate the rest of this match here. So it's just a matter of time. I think he's given up, because this deck is still really solid. You do have some trade-offs here and there with not having, you know, let's say the Barb Barrel or the Evil Bomber, but you can kind of make up for it, or if you see enough value, definitely just make that switch there and you can make it happen. Because here you can definitely, instead of using the Royal Recruits, you can go with the Evil Bomber, or instead of the Delivery, you can go with the Barbarian Barrel, and it would definitely still be very solid. Alright, next match here. So far so good. This version has been really nice. Obviously don't have the benefits of the Evo Giant Snowball just yet, but our opponent's got an interesting deck. Let's do this. I'll go Delivery as well. Take out those Spear Goblins. And then we'll have a Little Prince he's got to respond to going down this right lane here. Since he's got the Musketeer as well, I'm just going to go with the Recruits here. It'll handle both lanes. That's one of my favorite things about the recruits, is you can just drop one card, handle both lanes. You're generally pretty solid. So it looks like it's going to be an interesting cycle deck of sorts. He's got the Gang, he's got the Fire Spirits. Not really sure what he's running, to be honest, but Giant Snowball here is going to be very clean. One thing I do like about Giant Snowball, and maybe it's a little duplicative with the Delivery, is it hits both air and ground, unlike the Barb Barrel. So, you know, if you really want to make that change, that's definitely something that you can do. The one thing I like about the Delivery is you have a troop afterwards, and you also have a shield on that troop. So it's very useful. Okay, so he went with the Elixir Collector. Let's go Ram Rider right now. See what else he's got. He's just got the Mini P.E.K.K.A, so I think we'll be okay here. We can just go with the Recruits here, protect our Little Prince. And then see what he's got. He probably is going to go with Gang in the middle, if I had to guess. Where's the Gang? Oh, Gang on one side. Interesting choice. Let's use the Little Prince ability here. Guardian will get on that tower, and that's going to be tower down on that left side. Very, very nice stuff. So very, very dominant. You can use this moving all the way up from, you know, whatever trophy count you're at, and you can work your way up to, you know, in the top 10,000, the 10, whatever it may be. This is going to be very good value. So if you see this, take the poison. It's going to be really good. You're damaging down both sides. Let's go Ram Rider here, and then we'll go Giant Snowball. That should push the goblins back, and then the mini P.E.K.K.A will get taken care of more or less. Let's do this here. Not really sure what his win condition is though. He still hasn't played it, at least that I've seen. We can go with the delivery afterwards for this mini P.E.K.K.A at night, and that's going to be more than enough to defend this. So really, really dominant stuff here. As you can see, yet another game where we just simply dominated our opponent. He's probably just going to go gang or something, or nothing at all, and we'll take a second tower here, get more crowns for our pass, you know. So we'll take it. Easy match. As you can see, everything kind of stays the same. You just have to realize you have one less troop basically with this version of the deck. You have Giant Snowball instead of Barb Barrel. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another. All right, next match here. So starting out here with the Little Prince, we can start out. We'll start out in the back, going down the right side here. I think, depending on, he's just gonna poison. Let's just go with our recruits here, get the cycle going. I think the recruit in the front may get like a tick or two. Okay, not even, so I'll definitely take that. So he's gonna go and just poison and log, which means I'm curious what he has for this left side here. And that's one thing you can do with this deck, is you can kind of feel things out once they've committed so much elixir on that type of push. You're really able to test out what they've got. And with the Ram Rider and one recruit there, we're able to get one charge shot off, plus 2 recruits on that right side starting to chip away at that tower. So Bomber, even though it's not the evolution version, still very, very capable, still very, very useful. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be, Expo. And if it's Expo, yeah, there's the Expo, guys. I'm gonna miss the ability to go for like a Barb Barrel and get right on top of things. Anyways, I think he's just gonna let things crash on through, so we should be okay. Let's just get geared up for defense here, or maybe even another push if we can manage it. I don't think we got the ability down, so we're gonna get our elixir back. Let's go Ram Rider here. So yeah, that's the one thing I'm probably gonna miss. So against Expo, with the previous version, you're able to go Barb Barrel right on top, but in this case, you probably want to go recruits somewhere in the middle. Then as they kind of walk up, drop a bomber right there. And it would generally be pretty good. Another alternative is if you don't have that, you can go with the Inferno Tower and go with Poison. And that would generally do a decent amount in terms of, you know, the amount of damage you're doing. Let's go Little Prince here. And then, since he gave up a bomber hit on the archers and that, we should be okay. We're gonna go poison right here. We're gonna take this damage. Oh my gosh, that chained to the tower. That's pretty wild. Pretty wild stuff. Okay, so we're not really gonna be able to do too much right here. We do get a little stab off, so let's go Inferno Tower here. I know I'm giving him a lot of poison value right here if he wants it. Let's do this. Nice. Okay, we got a hit off on that. I want to put the Little Prince way in the back. And we're just going to poison this. We'll go Bomber here. Okay, we took a hit right there. Maybe unnecessary, but it's all good. That Expo is not going to... It's going to expire, so... We have a decent advantage here. Ram Rider wasn't able to break on through, unfortunately. We'll just kind of keep things up here. We're just go and continue to poison this out. Kind of like what he's doing to us. We'll go Bomber right on top. Nice, we get a bomb throw, so that's good enough. That Expo is going to expire. Let's just go Little Prince here. Let's go with our Little Prince ability. Yeah, that's going to help protect that for a little bit. Let our Little Prince lock on. So short of that, yeah, now we're going to lock onto that, unfortunately. But the Ram Rider will break on through. We just need to get enough damage on that Expo to kind of make it expire. And now we're back to a poison for his next Expo. Again, we're just gonna put up the Infernal Tower here, more of a deterrence more than anything else. We'll go Bomber here, and then we can just go Poison on this. We can go Little Prince here. Little Prince is gonna help clean that up. And we're gonna go with our recruits afterwards. And we'll take out that archer that's on the Little Prince. We'll go Ram Rider down the middle here. We'll go Bomber down the other lane. Kind of split things up here. We'll go Poison on this. And yeah, we should get a Bomber hit off maybe. Oh, we're gonna use the LP ability, that's for sure, guys. We're gonna get some damage on that. Oh my gosh, that Little Prince ability is so sneaky, breaking on through. So as you can see, even though we don't have the Barbarian Barrel, you're able to make up in the ways of the Recruit, the Little Prince, the Ram Rider, the Bomber, still the Poison, the Infernal Tower. Just so many ways to counter siege decks. Good game, well played. Let's get on to another. All right, next match here. So far we've been very dominant this video. We'll keep it rolling. Let's go Bomber here. It's kind of odd seeing not seeing an Evo Shard with a Bomber, just because I'm so used to playing with the Evo Bomber here. But the Giant Snowball should still be very dominant and make this deck even more interesting when you have Ram Rider pushes. So he's gonna have arrows. Maybe it's that Roll Hogs deck. Let's go Little Prince up high. And oh, he's got Little Prince of his own, so our Little Prince is going to definitely help finish off his quicker, forcing out the ability. Don't know if I particularly agree with that, but that's okay. So he's got bats as well. I would go Ram Rider, but it'd be a little bit aggressive right now, so let's kind of hang back here. Our opponent's also rocking Giant Snowball. Let's go Ram Rider right now then. If we see a lot more Giant Snowballs, it's going to be very interesting because it's going to be basically another decent counter to the Fisherman. Or another good counter to the Ram Rider as he uses the Fisherman. And one thing you can do if you time it right, you may be able to use your Giant Snowball as a way to push back on the Fisherman. So that's a good thing to keep in mind there. So the Fisherman's going to lock onto the Bomber there. We have Infernal Tower for that balloon. Very solid stuff. It's gonna be it's an interesting deck. I'm not really sure what he's running per se. It's not something that I've seen too often. So he does have recruits in hand. I'm basically saving my recruits for his. But let's just go Ram Rider anyways. We're hitting double elixir in like 10 seconds. So he's gonna drop his recruits. The bats are gonna get in front, so I'm not all that worried about it. And none of his recruits are gonna be dashing because the Ram Rider doesn't break the shield like that. We can go Little Prince here, and should be able to help with his as well if he chooses to use the ability. And then we'll have one dashing recruit on that right side there, plus another one with a sliver of health on that shield. Let's go Bomber here. I leaked a little bit of elixir, but it's all good. With this, definitely be feel free to go with the Giant Snowball there to cycle. We're gonna do this here. And as you can see, what I am doing is I'm waiting for the balloon to get in front, so it locks onto that first. Obviously something very important to keep in mind when you go up against Lumberjack balloons. Let's do this here, and we can go for Bomber on the left side. Yeah, it's going to need a little support here. He's going to go with Lumberjack pretty aggressively. We'll go Infernal Tower up high here again. So as you can see, just be patient. Lumberjack balloon decks, if you are calm and you know what you're doing, they generally are pretty decent to defend using this version of the deck. So I don't know what he has. He misses the Giant Snowball. Sometimes things like that happen when you are, put in a crunch there. Good game, well played. Another dominant match. Let's get on to another one. All right, another match here. So far, we've seen a whole plethora of different decks that we've gone up against. Let's just go Giant Snowball here. That's the one thing with this deck instead of the Barb Barrel version, is you can't just cycle Barb Barrel when they go with the Valkyrie in the back. So you won't get a troop, but you can obviously still cycle that like a regular any other spell. Let's do this here. Let's go Bomber. And one thing I think I'm going to miss a lot with the Evo Bomber, if you choose this version of the deck, is that you don't have the defensive capabilities of when things are in a line across the bridge. You're able to basically line things up with your Evo Bomber and get tons of value on defense. But that's okay, because the Giant Snowball will have that ability as it kind of hits the target and then it rolls with the evolution version. So, and this is the one of the scenarios where I'm just like, if you want to go with the Barb Barrel, you're going to kind of miss out if they have something in front tanking for those that minion horde. You're probably going to want to run Fireball instead of the Poison. I haven't played this out enough yet and played against enough. I don't also know what the meta is going to look like. So just something to keep in mind. Let's go with the recruits here. Yet another Lumberjack deck. So we'll see what he's got. Let's go Bomber over here. That should pull the Valkyrie, which is interesting. And the Lumberjack goes behind it. One of the recruits on that left side gets pulled over and stays on the right side this time. Sometimes, you know, it ends up going down the other side or something like that, but not in this case. Let's go Delivery. And with the Little Prince, going to be able to defend a Prince very, very effectively. You still have a full health low Prince that they have to respond to. So with about 10 seconds left before double elixir, we're again in a really, really solid position. And we don't even have the Evo Giant Snowball yet. So Infernal Tower here should be more than enough to defend that P.E.K.K.A. We have the recruits as well if we need to, but it looks like we're not going to need that. Let's go Ram Rider here. See if we get a minion horde or something out of him. Okay, a little bit late, but that's okay. We're going to go Giant Snowball here. If I had thrown it with a little more confidence, maybe we'd have taken that tower, but right now we basically have this game on lock. You have the poison, you also have the Giant Snowball to kind of help finish off that tower. As he goes with Valkyrie in the back, I'll take that poison damage right there. One thing that this deck, another thing that this deck doesn't have, that it has, that the other one didn't, is that it has the capability to help finish off your opponent's towers much more effectively, because you have a Giant Snowball as well for spell damage instead of just relying on a poison. So that's a low-key benefit that is, I think, something that I'm going to benefit from. And if you choose to use this version of the deck, you will benefit from as well, because sometimes it's like just over 2 poisons in order to take out a tower, but you don't want to go and cycle 3 poisons because that's quite a bit. So that's where a deck like this is going to come into play. So as you can see, very dominant stuff, very comfortable wins almost all throughout. If you guys like this video, please like, comment, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.